Well, good morning there, folks. How is it going today? Hopefully, everything is well with you. Today, we are back in No Creek Farms once again on Farming Simulator 22. Today, we finally made it to January. So, hopefully, today's the day we get rich. Now, with that being said, I made a critical error. And that being that soybeans actually do not sell until July for their best month. And I also went a little too far past our best corn price. So that's my goof, and I don't really want to speed up time anymore. We might actually speed it up by like maybe 2 hours, see if that price changes. We'll go to 11 o'clock max. All right, we're going to stop time there. All right, has that changed at all? I think it may have went down, honestly. So we're not going to, yeah, it definitely went down. We're not going to speed up time anymore. Our milk's going down in price. We we can't lose any more value here. So today we're going to be selling our milk and our corn. And we'll see what else happens in today's episode. It's not going to be a super exciting episode. We're just going to hopefully be making some money today. I'm hoping to have roughly $400,000 in the bank. Another thing I want to check real quick. We got to try to buy this thing today. This Meyer chopper box. We need that thing, and we also need this. The reason we need both of those things is we are going to be getting into hopefully some silage in this next year. And that tractor can get a pusher mount on it. And that box, obviously, we're going to need to haul the chaff or whatever back to the silage bunker. So we're going to go ahead and get our first load of milk here and see how much we can make off of that. I'm going to sell all the milk here today. All right, so we got about half of it, at least most of it. If there's like a little bit left, we probably won't sell it. We're going to run loads up to the sell everything for the milk because that's where the best price is. And honestly, it's not super realistic, but if the sell everything has a better price for corn, that's where we're going to sell it because we need all the money we can get. We're already going to have roughly probably $60,000 of this money we're making today spent. And then we got to put the rest into either land, equipment, or paying off our loan. That is undecided yet. As we progress here a little bit more, we'll figure that out. The cows are getting up there in value. Once they hit about the $1,000-$1,200 mark, they are worth $800 a head right now. Once they hit about that $1,000-$1,200 mark, maybe even that $1,500 mark, that is when I go ahead and pull the trigger on selling those guys. Because at that point, it's not worth me feeding them anymore. We got all the money we can really get out of them, and they don't get a whole lot more valuable. And with the feed that you got to put into them as they get older, it's just not worth it. So once they hit that mark, we're gonna go ahead and sell them. We got 60 of those, so if we get them at about $1,000 a head, maybe a little bit more, that's about another $60,000 of money coming in, probably within the next month or two, and that should set us up pretty well for coming spring. We are completely broke right now. We're actually negative, so we owe the bank money. We owe the bank like $500,000. We have negative $1,000 in our bank account, so we need to try to fix that today. And we may even speed up a little bit of time into the next month here in this episode and sell some of those cows. I'm not real sure what I want to do yet. What the price trigger is. We'll see how the money's sitting and see if there's anything that I really need to buy at that time. If something comes on sale, those guys are gone as soon as possible. If I can hang out until they're worth a little bit more, maybe that $1,500 max mark, that's when I sell them no matter what, because at that point it's not worth my time. But if I can hang on to them about then, that's really good profit for us. Honestly, that's almost $90,000 in well, it's not complete profit because we got time in making the feed, wear on the equipment, and I think they're a few $100s ahead to purchase. But we can't really go wrong at that rate. So we'll see how much this load of milk brings us. We may try to buy that chopper box with this load. We'll see how the money's sitting. So far, so good. We've made almost 10 grand off about a half a tank. We'll get the total once it's done here. So it's going to be a little bit slower episode today. If you guys have not done so already and you want to see more Farming Simulator 22 content, as well as a variety of other games we play here on the channel, make sure you hit that like button down below and smash that subscribe button. We are in the push for 500 subscribers by the end of this year. I can't get there without you guys. Alright, one load of milk was $26,000. Nice. That is a wonderful payday. Let's just check our prices here. So what is the current price? So at least the Insights FS is more for that, but the Sell Everything is more for milk. So perfect. We want to get all this stuff sold today because the price is going down. Can't afford to hang on to it any longer. I wish we could become millionaires today, but that is not going to happen. If I didn't have that loan taken out, we'd really be sitting well at the end of today's episode, honestly. But sometimes I see shiny new equipment, I just gotta buy it, and you take out that bank note, and you know you're just playing catch up forever from then. Ooh, is that some winter wheat or something planted in? We may end up having to get a bigger milk tank eventually here. I don't know if I forever want to keep the dairy cows. I think I'm gonna at least keep them for a while. That's why I'm gonna buy some of the silage equipment and try to work into making some TMR, because that obviously feeds them better. And well, honestly, all the cows will just get TMR at that point. Our hay, as far as making that, we got that down pat. We got enough hay fields. The other thing I think we may struggle with is getting enough straw. I'm gonna probably have to purchase another field, so that way that field specifically can only go into silage corn. I'm thinking maybe that number 4 there. That'd be a pretty decent size field for silage, or number 10. We'll see what happens. We're gonna buy the equipment first because we got land that we could give up to silage production. But if I can afford the land also, that would be great, because that way we can keep planting the crops we got to plant to make us the money, and then we can plant a separate field for the cow feed, which the cow feed is money, but making money off the cows is a lot slower paced. I feel like you don't make quite as much as just planting a field of corn or soybeans. That's how I feel anyways. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, how much milk is left? Oh, almost another load, honestly. Like half a load. It's going to be worth selling it. Who knows when the price will be back up and good. How's that hay doing? That hay's worth quite a bit too. We might honestly sell a load of hay bales. We'll see how many are in the storage. If we can sell like half a load of hay bales, we'd be sitting really good for money, honestly. Because all of our hay right now is worth $167,000. If we can sell like $20,000 to $30,000 worth of hay, because I mean, come mid-spring here, we should be able to cut all of our fields again, and we'll get another 100 or so bales, which obviously we ain't going to be able to hold all those bales. So if we sell some of the old ones and get some new ones in there, let's kind of keep a rotation going. Might as well. Honestly, how many cows do I even have? Oh, we're going to hit that saving simulator here. How many cows do we got? We've got 180. Okay. I don't think I'll really ever get over that 180, 200 mark unless we continue this series for a long time. On this map, we'll maybe become a dairy farm. But as of right now, my goal is just to be a crop farm with some cows for winter money. Obviously, the winter money is working for us so far. Alright, this truck's kind of slow going up to the store. I think we're going to sell this load of milk, drive back, and start selling some of that corn. It is a nice trip up to the store. I mean, I wish there was multiple sell points on the map. This is really the only one area. I have been thinking, I think come December, we're going to maybe be switching maps. So, I think enough episodes will come out between now and then. We maybe can get one more harvest in, and then we'll switch maps. I do believe Monteith is coming out December sometime, like late December. And I've seen a lot of good things. I thought about getting on the beta right now, but if it's going to come out for release here in the future, I'll hop on it then. I see a lot of people playing on that map. It looks really cool. It's a 4X map. Honestly, 4Xs are my favorite. I did just start a little save game on Spring Creek, North Dakota. It's a 12 kilometer by 12 kilometers, so like a, what is it, a 32X map. It's absolutely massive. I did like half a field in grass. I'm trying to plan over some of the crops for grass because that is going to be a huge cattle operation on that map. I own like 1,000 cows on there. I might actually live stream from there. I got to get a little more set up. I got the rough farm build and I've got kind of the field layout going. But yeah, I planted like half of one of the fields I own on there. It was like 100 acres. I was like, oh my goodness. It's going to take me absolute forever to get stuff done on that map. Alright, I'm going to get this thing back down to the farm and I'll meet you guys back at the farm. Alright guys, I went ahead and got the first trailer filled up because I had to scoop up some of the corn we had left on the ground. So we can haul about 1,700 bushels a trip here. Oh, I'm already driving really bad. Don't mind that. Anyways, so we're just going to start running loads. I'm going to probably run a few on camera here and probably do the rest off cam. Because it's going to take a little bit here to get all these loads up to the sell point. But hopefully by the end of this, we make about $300-some thousand. I think we're going to make about $350,000 off of this. Sell one more load of milk and probably a load of bales. And I'm hoping we're getting close to that $500,000 mark at that point. We should go ahead and look and check out a price on that one field here real quick. We were talking about 4, or this one, so that's 550,000. So we'll probably end up going with field 7. That one's like $200,000 cheaper, just about, than that field we were talking about. So that's probably what we're gonna end up going with. First of all, we gotta purchase all the equipment and then see what's left. And then we can start doing some silage. Because if we always run short, we can. If we ever run short on money, we can always sell some of the silage that we make. And it should work out in the end. Hopefully. Alright. We've already got one load up here. That went pretty quick. Shouldn't take too long to get all these loads hauled in. Okay, the brakes aren't working well. Alright, let's get it in here. Start dumping. Please, selling my corn. Alright, that's half of it. So we're gonna make about $50,000 a trailer, I hope. Somewhere in there. So we're going to have, let's see, $50,000 a trailer load. So that's like 7 loads we got to haul. That isn't terrible. We almost need to get a worker here and have him follow us. We almost need to have another grain truck. That's future when we start buying a lot of land here. We still relatively small. We got quite a bit. We got some of the bigger fields on the map. This one right to our left here, that is like the one I keep dreaming about. That thing is absolutely massive. Can only imagine how much money you can make off of that, but I'm sure it costs like $1 million+ to purchase that field. And there is no way I could probably be able to ever afford that. Because all of our equipment's getting kind of up there in age. And that reminds me, we are going to sell one tractor today. We're going to sell our big John Deere articulated tractor. I don't remember the size right off the top of my head. I've been playing too much Farm Sim lately on different maps. So I'm trying to keep fresh on what's going on each map. But the big articulated one is going to hit the road today where it's probably not worth a lot. But I'm not going to keep hanging on to it. That Challenger we bought has definitely replaced that thing. And I also did end up buying that little Farmall. I think that one's going to go as well. I just don't have a use for it on the farm. I think if we get that like 70-30 or whatever that one was, that John Deere, That'll pretty much replace what we're really going to need. So I think while this load is filling up, we're just going to go into the shop and sell those. I just don't see a future need for either of those tractors. Like I said, that Cat tracked one, that has replaced all the need for that articulated one by a lot. So let's go ahead and sell those real quick. We really need to get rid of this 4440. That thing has seen way better days. Alright, that thing's only worth like $4 grand. That is fine. Am I leasing that other tractor? I am. Okay, that's a good catch. We don't need that thing. We don't need that costing us money. So we also need to buy out all this equipment too. With our money, because the lease costs are starting to add up. Alright. We're getting this corn. This trailer's not the biggest. I don't know. I think there's a bigger one I can get. Let's just check the sale real quick. I should maybe nab these guys up. Yeah, the 7000 series. I don't know why I call it a 7030. But we really need that, and we need that Meyer trailer. So we're going to sell one more load of corn here, and then we're going to probably purchase those quick. Actually, no. We're not going to buy anything. We're going to wait until we have a grand total. I want to see that big number in the bank account for once. The only time we've ever had that much money in the account is when I took out the loan. So I want to see a big number, and then we'll watch it go down. That'll be kind of the end of the episode, buying some of that new stuff. I got big aspirations as a farmer here. I should buy a little bit bigger tractor, honestly, than that 7000 series. But I think it'll work out. I can maybe even replace the 4440 with that. The 4440 is... I mean, that thing's a powerhouse. I'll give it that. It's at like 0% for the durability, or not durability, the maintenance. It needs maintenance really bad, but I haven't wanted to spend the money on it. I also haven't had the money to fix it. But it still starts, it still chugs along. So I'm going to have a hard time selling that tractor. I don't think it's even worth probably $1,000 right now, honestly. But we should maybe check that out, because that 7000 series would be the perfect replacement. But I would like to get one more, so I might keep that 4440 around for just right now. Because if I have some buddies come over and help me, and we're going to do this again. Overshoot it. Alright, so I need to be on the brakes as we're pulling in. Got it. The brakes are terrible in this truck. Like, even just moving a little bit. I wonder how much that 4440 is even worth. $2 grand. At a $2,000 price point, I'm just gonna keep that thing. It's not even worth selling. The articulated one at $4 grand. Well, I just don't need it around. It takes up a lot of space. And obviously, that little tractor, we were leasing it, and the longer we lease equipment for, the more it costs. And it's just a senseless waste of money because I don't have a use for it on the farm. I would love to pull the manure spreader with it, but there was something that I don't think it hooked up right, or something along those lines. Obviously, when you're using mods, it's not real life where you can figure it out and make it work. So you're limited to the aspects of the game, and for whatever reason, I don't think I could hook it up to my manure spreader. So at this point, there's no use for it other than maybe a windrower, but if we don't own it, we might as well let it go. We can buy a nicer tractor to do more jobs. That's my outlook on the farm right now. Instead of having a bunch of small tractors leased or purchased, get some a little bit bigger ones, higher horsepower. Yeah, sometimes the big tractors on little equipment looks weird, but they can do more jobs than just a small tractor can. It's not limited to just one piece of equipment. I think that's the $1 million outlook. All right. Well, guys, I think I'm going to get the rest of this corn sold, and then I'll meet you guys once I'm done. I'm going to sell my other load of milk. I'll meet you guys once I'm done so we can get a grand total and then look at purchasing some of what we need here. So I'll meet you guys in a few minutes. Alrighty, guys. Well, we got our total. So we ended off today with $478,000 in the bank. That is absolutely insane. We went from like negative $1,000 to that much money in our bank account. So without further ado, hopefully this thing's still on sale. It is. We don't want to pay too much for it. And we want the back unload. So we're gonna pay $39,000 for that. We're gonna come over here and buy this one. We're gonna get the 7800. It's got 220 horsepower. We're gonna put the low compaction duals on. That's probably the best option for us. We don't need that. We're gonna get the mirrors. We're gonna get the GPS mount put on. The new style lights. We're gonna add all the lights to it. We're gonna add the fenders too. You know, why not? Actually, we want to probably do the pin. We're gonna add that square beacon to it. We don't need the front hydraulic. We don't need the rock box. We're gonna put all the weight on it. We don't need that. We're gonna put the Dengelman blade mount on there, and of course the GPS. So it's gonna be $76,000, but we really could use a tractor like this. So that's for silage equipment. Now we need a chopper. We're just gonna get this guy. How much? That's only $10,000 more. And the GPS, right? That's 50 grand. That GPS is what really costs a lot of money, and now we're gonna need a chopper head for it. Let's see, we should have one over here someplace, right? That's the pull type. I think it's this one. Well, how much? It requires 120 horse. Yeah. Actually, that's really expensive for that. What chopper do we have? We got the 7500. I think that's technically the 7400 mod though. Yeah. Wow, that head is really expensive, but we're gonna need it. It's gonna be used for good purposes, so we're gonna go ahead and purchase that. And now we are done buying for right now. Actually, this thing can't be cost. That's 19 grand. We're gonna buy that. What do we owe on this? No, wait. What do we owe on that? 31,000. I'm not gonna purchase that yet. What do we owe on this? 18. We're gonna buy the manure spreader. We really need to purchase our our rake. And this thing, we shouldn't have that much. 4 grand. Okay. Now we are done spending money for a while. We got everything that we need until soybean need to be sold. Well, we will be selling our cattle, so we should be able to buy that land. And then the soybeans can work on paying off our loan, I think. We're probably going to need to replace this combine. I did return that one we were leasing. We need to get rid of this one. We're going to need a bigger one. Obviously, because we're running a lot of land. So, there is that. But with that, guys, that's going to be the end of today's episode. We made a lot of money today. And now we can be moving on into the springtime, the planting, and getting our fields all ready. Alright, I will catch you guys all next time. Bye-bye.